The VWAP does it again. Today, the VWAP once again acting as a pivotal spot for a bounce and an entry to take a long for the market to move higher. The Nasdaq continuing to push after bouncing off of the VWAP. Going to show you guys the setup and exactly what I was looking at and all that fun stuff right here in this video. So make sure you stay tuned. What's going on, guys? I know I sound like a broken record. VWAP, but look again today. I want you guys to see how powerful these moves have been off of the VWAP lately. I don't know if it's just a trend lately with the market or what, but look at how this played out today. So we had this big, huge move up at open that we talked about on the live stream. We crushed this move at open, and then we had this big move back to the VWAP. After we found the VWAP, well, guess what? We bounce, and then we get this push up in here. We consolidated for about an hour. This was kind of painful through this level here, consolidating for an hour there. But finally, like I said, getting above that 60 area on the live stream, getting this breakout. We push up there to the 800s. This is the Lux Algo price action concepts indicator on the chart. We got pulled up. If you guys want to learn more, you can check it out at if you guys want to learn more, you can check out at luxalgo.com. Use my code right here down below. Use the code PAT30 for 30% off. But as you see, look at this thing. Still going. The Nasdaq today bouncing right there perfectly off of the VWAP. So in terms of the overall risk to reward, there really was no better risk to reward today than this trade off of the VWAP to get that new high. And then look, still continuing higher from here. So an absolutely amazing move here. And I want to show you guys a trade that I took here on this move as well, kind of out of this breakout zone after we played there with the VWAP. But overall, look at this trend. It all kind of just played out perfectly. The trend held. We push up to this blue line. These lines on the chart are drawn by the Lux Algo indicator itself. So I don't actually have to draw any of these lines. We had a pivot point right there at this 814 level, which is funny because we talked about this pre-market. We're like, well, if we get over the 40s here, we got this next pivot point, and look, we're now through that pivot point. So again, guys, these pivot points are vital. It's very easy to add the pivot points to your charts. Just go there on TradingView, type in pivots. It'll pop up pivot points, easy peasy, mac and cheesy. And these are just the standard pivot points. And look at this move, still going higher. It just won't stop. The Nasdaq trying to reach the high, I think, from Friday here today. So the Friday high was 57, currently sitting there at 35, and the Nasdaq just continuing to break out and move higher as it goes. So if you see here on, you can see here on Topstep, my execution selling there above the 800s. We pushed all the way up there to the 810s. Then we pulled back. The 800 level was kind of what I was looking at. I talked about it on Twitter, talked about it on the live stream as well. Getting that push up there through the 80s and then that 810 area up to that pivot point. So you can see my execution there. This is not just me in hindsight, and now the market's still pushing higher. We got the pullback later. But in general, look at how beautifully this played out. We knew two things, right? We knew the VWAP was there for a bounce. We knew this pivot point was there as resistance as well. So that resistance kicked in there. We pulled back, and look where we pulled back to. We pulled back into this previous area earlier where we kind of had. Also, some good news. If you did not sign up for Topstep just yet, they ended up extending the sale, the 70% off sale, for a little bit longer. A lot of people were asking about it. They're like, do I have enough time? Can I trade it next week? You can still sign up right now. Like I said before, the deal is basically 70% off. You can buy $300,000 accounts for the same price of $100,000 account before. So the deal's going on. You can sign up. The new step one, it's only one step, basically a minimum of 4 days to get funded. And then once you're in a funded account, you can then take out profits after 5 profitable days. And you keep the first $10,000 as well. So if you want to learn more about Topstep, link down below. Let's get back into the action. Where does the VWAP go, baby? VWAP. That resistance there at the 60 to 50 area. So we pull back into there and then made that beautiful move up. So like I always say with you guys, don't overcomplicate these things. You don't need to predict where the market's going to go. You just need to be able to see what the market is doing in terms of the trend and the overall move, right? The overall move today, we had that big push up at open. We pulled back. The VWAP turned into support. We never got below the VWAP again. So very important to understand very simple things like, hey, are we bullish? Are we bearish? At the end of the day, I don't care what concept you use. I don't care how you trade. other than the fact of, do you understand if the market is bullish or is it bearish? Today, clearly to see the market was showing strength. We had that big move up. We consolidated there for about an hour. I would say when you get consolidation like this for an hour, like this little channel, when we consolidate somewhere like that for literally an hour, and we finally break out to the upside, like you can pretty much bet your booty, bet your ass, whatever, that there's going to be a pretty, decent move out of that consolidation zone, especially breaking through the high of day, which we ended up doing there beautifully up there to the 810. So overall, this morning on the 15-minute chart, pretty choppy. And then finally, later on in the day, looking a lot better. This reversal there on the 15-minute chart as well, very beautiful to bounce off of that 60 level. You can see, right, just look at these candlesticks. We had one candle come down, and then look at this reversal candle there for that push through the high of day once again. Pretty much a perfect doji. So when you see a reversal candle like that, and you see like, hey, I'm jumping in for the break over this, well, there you go. Look at that move up now. It's still trying to push all the way through the 36s. So don't make it hard. Don't try to predict if the market's going to crash, if it's going to go up, whatever. You have no real bias. Just believe that the market's going to move in waves. Clearly to see today, the market moved in what? A wave. So now the question is, do we pull back here again? We run all the way up to the Friday's high, and we'll see how this plays out. Very interesting setup, especially with that daily candle, the way that it looked from Friday. And then today, basically, now I would say, okay, now we kind of want this to pull back, test that 800 level here again, but maybe we just go straight to that 850s as well. Two ways to look at it. I think the safer play here would be to wait for that pullback one more time to try to touch that 800 level here, but you never know. Maybe just go straight up. But I think at this point, we kind of crushed it. So there it is, making it simple, making it easy. The 15-minute chart showing the VWAP bounce beautifully there. Once again, the VWAP coming into play. And let's getting rid of the Lux Algo indicator for now. You can see how beautiful that reversal was off of the 15-minute chart there on the Nasdaq, and then getting above the pivot points and making that big move up, my friends. If you haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, do it right now. Also, make sure you tune in 9:15 a.m. every morning live on YouTube.